Amazon basin, Peru. Deep in the rainforest, Anthony Giardinelli runs an expedition lodge. Anthony leads clients through the untamed jungle. But for him, one of the most extreme tests of skill is the hunt for the electric eel.
Randy, desata la soga. Vamos a agarrar este pez eléctrico.
Able to grow more than 6 feet long, weighing over 40 pounds. Surprisingly, electric eels aren't actually eels. They're part of the knifefish group, species named for their sleek blade-like bodies. Yet in the jungle, these elusive, electrifying predators are more often mistaken for killer snakes.
If you're not looking really good, if you're not really close and you see it, you could easily confuse it for something like an anaconda.
But unlike anacondas, the electric eel kills with a shocking weapon.
The prey of the electric eel is zapped by the electricity, at which point the muscles and nerves all start firing and go into a contraction, which basically paralyzes the fish.
Electric eels electrify themselves, literally turning their bodies on and off. Inside the eel, flat disc-like cells called electrocytes carry electrical charges. To activate them, all it takes is the right conductor: salt. By controlling the levels of salt coursing through their muscles, electric eels work like living batteries. The bigger the beast, the more lethal the charge. The largest specimens can generate as much as 650 volts. Wielding their weapon like a taser, electric eels stun fish, amphibians, even birds, and small mammals. Once they've stunned their prey, they swallow it whole. And even more remarkable is what they can do to predators.
They can deliver shocks for an hour or more if they need to, so even if a crocodile or a large catfish or something else is trying to attack it and thinks it can wait it out, that's not going to work. The electric eel can defend itself for long periods of time.
Electric eels never deliberately attack people, yet accidental contact can kill.
The biggest danger from an electric eel is getting into the water, getting zapped, falling unconscious, and then drowning. There's a lot of drowning deaths in the Amazon are blamed on electric eels.
For Anthony and his co-worker Randy Kawachi, the thrill of the catch outweighs any danger. The men head towards a nearby tributary, a known electric eel habitat. Electric eels are notoriously difficult to detect. These ambush predators instinctively hide under river vegetation. The team locates their target spot. But to position themselves, they have to hack their way with a machete. The anglers use two strategies. They lower the bait under dense plants, and they agitate the surface to attract attention. But hours go by with no bite. Anthony decides to change location, moving deeper into the tributary. To get there, the men must hike into the jungle. At a secluded stream, Anthony and Randy bait and tickle the surface with their fishing poles.
Randy, no hay nada por ahí. Nada todavía.
In a sudden rush, a fish bursts out of the leaves and grabs onto Anthony's hook.
Gigante pez eléctrico.
It's a giant electric eel.
Tiene 2 metros, Randy. Randy, ven. Come on.
The electric eel has an extraordinary fighting strategy.
The other fish swim away with the hook in their mouth going away from you. This was corkscrewing away with his head here pulling out, and it was just very strong.
Many fish can undulate their bodies, but this Amazon giant can actually contort itself like a rope.
When it found some trees that were still in the water, it would wrap around the trees and use that as leverage to keep pulling away. It felt literally like you're tugging with another rope.
With so much dense vegetation, the line could easily sever or tangle. Anthony has to reel in the catch as fast as possible. Swimming fast, the eel changes direction. Anthony struggles to keep the writhing fish hooked and follow it on the muddy ground. To ward off an electric charge, the angler wears protective rubber waders. But in the slippery mud, he must be careful. He's only 5 feet from the agitated eel. As the fight continues, if Anthony falls, he could get zapped by 600 volts.
Just the sheer force of it pulling me into the small channel. I was about to fall in with the eel.
Struggling against the fish's corkscrew pull, the fisherman manages to secure better leverage on drier land. Anthony uses all of his energy to reel the beast up and out of the water. On the bank at last, it's one of the largest electric eels Anthony's ever seen. The whopper knifefish measures 6 feet, 3 inches long, weighing over 30 pounds. Anthony wants to release the catch back into the main river, but it's a daunting challenge. Any touch could trigger an electric shock. A protective bag must cover the fish at all times. As a further precaution, the men hang the eel from a stick. Watching the enormous eel slide back into its Amazon lair, Anthony's thrilled.
It was probably one of the most sensational fights I've ever had.
In a fearful legacy of armed fish, one of the most ancient is a 300 million year old shark, the Stephacanthus. This spiked fin may have been a terrifying ramming and thrashing device. Today, another fearsome shark is the ocean's ultimate kickboxer, the Thresher. Its deadly weapon? Blood trauma.
Come on, Steve!
But one tournament team is determined to battle a Thresher shark in the flesh in an extreme showdown of man versus sea beast. September 9th, 2006, Portland, Maine. Steve York joins his friends Mike and Bob Soucy for the 2-day Casco Bay Shark Tournament. On the tournament's first day, Mike and Bob spotted a huge Thresher shark in the waters. Now, with less than a day remaining in the competition, they're back out on a mission.
It's pretty cool. It's actually quite amazing to target a shark and then go out and actually find. It was pretty amazing because the Thresher sharks are very rare up here.
Massive and deadly, the Thresher shark can grow as long as 20 feet, weighing up to 750 pounds. But the Thresher's most remarkable feature is a tail as long as its entire body.
A Thresher shark looks like a typical shark that someone came and pinched the tail and then pulled it out.
A Thresher shark's tail is powered by muscle and flexible cartilage. Against both predator and prey, it's an assault weapon as strong as a club.
They can crack the tail and try to stun or kill the prey, at which point they can come back and eat the prey with ease.
But he's pissed.
For anglers, Thresher tails can make these powerful sharks impossible to catch.
If you don't keep constant pressure and keep that line tight, he can get his tail around the line and break you off that way with the power of that tail.
Oh my God.
The Casco Shark Tournament team is determined. On board, Mike Soucy throws right chum into the water. Then, there's a tug.
Come on, Steve, let's go. Let's get the lines in. Come on, let's go.
The team's smallest fishing rod springs to life.
All right, come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Get the belt on, Steve. Get the belt on. Get the belt on.
Steve grabs the rod in his fight belt. Immediately, the angler fears he's in trouble. The gear is no match for the beast.
I was not prepared for how much line they took and how powerful using the rod that we had for that shark was kind of small for shark fishing, definitely for a shark that size.
Steve can only guess what kind of shark he's hooked. Blue sharks are the